What's going on, everybody? Shinobi here, and today we're going to show you the best drop spots in Chapter 5, Season 4. Places that you are guaranteed to get a shot at getting a jetpack, as well as excellent loot, and some awesome rotations to the medallion POIs to get those medallions and the mythics. Alright, now let's jump into my favorite drop spots for Chapter 5, Season 3, and let's start off with Reckless Reels. Reckless Reels is absolutely insane, and I'm going to show you why. I almost don't even want to share this secret because I'm going to start getting conned on my drop all the time, but I'm going to share it with you because that's the right thing to do. If you can appreciate that, please go ahead and hit the like button and consider using code Shinobi in your Fortnite item shop because this is some powerful stuff I'm about to show you. Alright, so we're going to look at Reckless Railways here, and the reason that I like Reckless Railways is because it has a lot of rotation options if you don't get jetpacks, and it has a lot of loot density with almost guaranteed chance of the Avenger chests side by side. As we're dropping in here, you can see at this little garage back here, this spot has 2 Avenger chests that spawn here. Very likely to spawn. I would say about 70% of the time there are 2 chests here, and about 90% of the time there's at least 1 chest here. So you basically have double your odds of getting a jetpack. Sometimes both of them don't spawn, but you know, that's pretty rare. So right here, boom. Okay, we got the gauntlets. Okay, boom, right there. Unfortunately, we got War Machine Arsenal twice in a row, so that'll happen. Now, after this, once I get those 2 chests, I like to rotate over to this building over here, because this building also has guaranteed rare weapons in the bottom of it, as well as a couple slurp barrels. This building right here actually just has all kinds of loot throughout it. A couple slurp barrels here, right? And then you can run downstairs. Oops. Go down here. And then there's all these weapon crates down here for guaranteed rare items. Rare or higher. Okay, so if you didn't know, the Striker AR is actually really, really good this season. Arguably better than the Striker Burst. Striker Burst is maybe a little bit better for long range, but Striker AR shreds, like absolutely just destroys. Okay, we're not going to loot too much because I don't want to waste your time, but as you can see, there are a lot of chests in this building, throughout this building. If you want to just like take this building down, if no one's at your POI, just start blowing it up. That'll work. If you have the War Machine Arsenal. We got Flowberry Fizz now, which is actually essential pretty much to the game right now for rotations, quick rotations across the map. Now right here, above the ground station, right below the ground station sign, is also a very likely chest to spawn. I'm going to show you all the chest spawns. There we go, we got a jetpack. This is what we're looking for. So if I'm looking for a good loadout right here, this is a very, very ideal loadout. What I have right now is pretty much money already, and I've only looted for about, like, you know, a couple minutes. So we're going to go ahead and jetpack over here, and now behind this building right here is a chest spawn as well. Not all the time, but pretty often. Okay, cool. Another jetpack. We don't need it, but if we had a team, they would get that. And then the last place to look for a chest inside of Reckless is over here. Over here. If you don't know how to do this dash move, you gotta learn this tech, and I have a video for it coming out soon. It'll be linked up to the top right of this video. If it's out now, it'll be that little black bar on the top right. Alright, so here's the other chest right here. It's at the back side of this. So that is all 5 chest spawns at Reckless Railways. You have 2 over there, 1 inside of the ground station, 1 over there, and 1 right here, down below me. Alright, so now that we're looted up, we're going to go ahead and start looking at jump pads. If we go to Reckless Railways, we actually don't have a lot of jump pads near us, but we can get over to this launch pad at the lake very quickly, and this one, with Flowberry Fizz, will easily take us over to this launch pad, which will easily take us over to the raft. And by the time that you're looted up and you hit these jump pads, the raft will basically just be finishing up on their fights, because there's usually 10 to 20 people that drop there, and they're all like scrambling, they got no health, and they're like just trying to survive. And you're gonna come in with full health, full shields, excellent loot, and just clean things up really quick. Okay, we can get really quickly over here. We can also just drive a car if you don't want to do it this way. Driving a car is just as fast, and if not faster. But let's just pretend we don't have any cars. Okay, we can go ahead and hit this jump pad right here. and we use our Flowberry Fizz right before that, and then we can just fly over to this jump pad over here that's on this boat at the dock by Grim. But we're not going to do that. Instead, what I'm going to do is show you my next favorite drop spot. So as you come into Reckless Reels, or Restored Reels, sorry, Reckless Railways, Restored Reels are my two favorite spots. Now, Restored Reels has a very high chance of spawning quite a few chests as well. One of them is right here by the pool. So here we go. Awesome. Another one, a very, very, very high chance of spawning, is this one over here. Oh, it's not here. Okay, so this spot right here by this campfire has a very, very, very high chance of spawning a chest for some reason. I'd say about 75% of the time. It's not here right now, but typically it's against this wall by the campfire. All right, here's another one right here. The backside of this little restaurant area, cafe, is one right here. Okay, so that's 1, 2, and 3. Now there's another one over here, which you can see down here below the statue. Cool, another jetpack. All right, and then the last one at Restored Reels is actually in this building adjacent to this pool right here, and it's this little popcorn area, and it'll spawn right here, I believe. All right, moving on to our next favorite spot is going to be Grim Gate. Now, the rotation from Restored Reels is really easy as well, because one, there's a guaranteed car that's outside of Restored Reels. You'll see that there's a guaranteed whiplash at this little intersection right here where the roads meet. And you can go ahead and drive that car over to the raft. What I like to do is take my Flowberry Fizz and hit this jump pad out here, which is also very quick to get to, either using a car or just using the dash on the jetpack. Now, you can use Flowberry Fizz with the jetpack, and it's really, really good movement. So you get into the air with your jetpack, and then you just kind of jump a couple times with Flowberry Fizz, and then hit another dash. And look how quickly we're moving through the map. It's crazy. So Flowberry Fizz with the jetpack is extremely powerful. And then once we get over here, we can go ahead and use this jump pad. But what I'm going to show you next is my next favorite spot. And all these spots are super good because they're pretty central, right? Restored Reels. I mean, Reckless is a little bit out there, but it's still pretty easy to rotate towards central of the map. What we're really looking to do in most cases is third party the raft, because the raft has the best medallion in the game. It marks people every 60 seconds, and if you drop that medallion for your teammate and they pick it up, it will instantly mark people. So in team games, this is absolutely busted. They're probably going to fix it, I would assume, but as of right now, if you drop it for your teammate, it just marks everybody. So you can just keep swapping between all 4 teammates and squads, and you just have everyone in the POI marked all the time. Crazy. This boss also drops the Mythic Striker Burst AR, which is absolutely insane as well. So that's kind of always the first rotation I'm going for, is to try to third party the people at the raft. Now my next favorite spot to drop into, and probably the last one I'll show you, is Grim Gate. Grim Gate is solid because if you don't have mobility here, if you don't find mobility, you still have the dashes, and you can still dash over to that launch pad and third party. As you come into the main courtyard of Grim Gate, there's an Avenger's chest that spawns on the 2 boxes right here. And this is the highest spawn rate that I've found, so I usually start here. The next highest chance that I've found for spawn rates is this one up here. Oh, not there right now. So this one right here is very likely to spawn in between these 2 buildings. The next one is back here. Right here. Very good chance this one spawns. Another one spawns over on this bed right here. Okay, so there's that one. And then the last one that is available is actually underneath me in kind of this lower section, and it spawns right against this wall sometimes. So right here, right next to the statue on this wall, it spawns here. All right, so once you've looted up at Grim Gate, you're gonna go ahead and leave and go this way towards the jump pad. And a lot of times there's gonna be this little group of guys right here, and there'll be a doom chest. This is, I don't know what the chances, maybe 50% are that that spawns in. So it's a nice little stop. Go ahead and grab that chest as you come out, and then just make your way to this jump pad. Now you don't even need the Flowberry Fizz to hit this jump pad, because there's another jump pad right here. So you can actually stay low, but hitting the Flowberry Fizz, the good thing about Flowberry Fizz and jump pads is that it gets you so high that you can cover a lot of ground as well as seeing everyone around. So if there's a bunch of fights going on around, you know exactly where you're going to get third-partied from. You can just be really high up and be like, okay, there's a guy right there or a team over there, and there's a team over here. So I got to be really careful about how I take this fight. And as you come in here, you're going to third party whoever's finishing up this fight. All right, so now as you come into the raft, there's a lot of what you call god chests, right? Between the Doctor Doom chests and the mythic Avenger chests, or the Avenger chests, there's a lot of options here, but they're not guaranteed. There's actually no guaranteed chest here. This spot right here underneath this little area in this wreck area, right here typically has one. About 90% chance that a chest, an Avenger's chest, spawns right here. But apart from that, it's pretty hit and miss. There are Doom chests, Dr. Doom chests kind of in every single one of these towers. The place that has a Avenger's chest in one of these towers is this one out here. But it's not guaranteed, like I said earlier. It's just likely, but not guaranteed. Over here, on this little like lone tower outside. And then over here, as you come into this little wreck area, right, and you grab this chest, there's a possibility for another chest to spawn in here. I think it's like right here, typically. It's not there right now, but if it's not there, there's also a chance for a Dr. Doom chest to spawn right here. And then there's pretty much chances for Avenger chests all throughout this place, but honestly I would not bank on finding chests and like doing this whole run while there's 100 other people here. It gets crazy. It's a lot of fun for sure, but if you want to win games consistently, I would not drop at the raft and expect to come out the victor, because there are so many rats here, there's so many teams, and like we're doing right now, a lot of people will come in, rotate late, and come in to third party the final fights and try to finish you off. So you usually want to be the one just rotating in and finishing off. That is probably the most consistent method to getting the mythics. And also be aware that if somebody has the medallion, you want to stay outside the POI, away from them, because that medallion is going to ping every 60 seconds. But once you see the ping go off and it doesn't mark you, then you can move in. That's the best time to move in and just try to find the center circle on the map of that medallion, and then you kind of generally know where they're at. All right, those are my 3 favorite spots that I find the least contested with the highest chances of getting jetpack or really good loot. So yeah, you came to this video to see the best drop spots, but I'm really gonna try to teach you a holistic method here for finding your own best drop spots, because really a lot of it just depends on the game type that you're playing, how many people are in your squad, you know, how much loot there is at the POI, and then understanding the rotation. So looking at Fortnite.gg cannot be overstated. You really got to learn to do this on your own time. Look at this stuff because it's super important to know, because you're not always going to drop into the same POIs in different team modes. You know, sometimes there's just not enough loot at, say, Nitrodome for an entire squad. But if you happen to rotate through that area mid-game, it's really good to know where those chests are so that you can grab them. I always like to jump into Fortnite.gg at the start of a season and throughout a season and just run through some filters here about where to find the best loot and how to rotate across the map. All right, so the first thing we're going to look at is Avenger chests. Now, Avenger chests drop the Avenger loot, which can be the Captain America shield, the auto turret, the War Machine gauntlets, or the jetpack. And the jetpack is really what we're after here, because that's the best mobility in the game, and you really can't play the game to the same degree until you get a jetpack, so it's super important. Now, the first thing we do on Fortnite.gg is we turn on the Avenger chest filter. This will show us all the Avenger chests. All right, so right off the rip, we can see that there are a lot of Avenger chests in each POI, but they don't actually guarantee spawn there. But there actually is a couple chests that guaranteed spawn every single time. Now, as you can see here, they roughly have about the same amount of chests per POI. And what that means is you really want to avoid going to those medallion POIs if you want to win the game and you want a good shot at getting a jetpack, because there's going to be at least like 10 people at all these popular POIs fighting over these 4 or 5 chests, right, to try to get a jetpack. So you really want to be dropping at POIs that are older, kind of legacy POIs that people aren't really going to as much. All right, so yeah, the Avenger crates are really good. They give you the equipment. The Dr. Doom crates give you high rarity weapons, which is also great, but we care more about the equipment. So we're going to go ahead ahead and turn on the Dr. Doom chest filter as well on the map. And then we're going to go ahead and turn on the chest filter on the map. Now, what you'll notice is that some of these chests are outlined in gold. If you didn't know, anything on Fortnite.gg that is outlined in gold means that it's a guaranteed spawn, which is really, really nice to know because we all love guaranteed loot. It sucks to drop into the same place over and over and have very inconsistent experiences with your loot, right? So gold chests are really, really nice. So you can look at these gold chest locations and kind of figure out your rotations of how to get guaranteed loot as you come out of your favorite POIs or as you move through your favorite POIs. And as we're talking about rotations, we also want to be looking at cars and launch pads. Launch pads are extremely important, especially with Flowberry Fizz, because it allows you to move across the map extremely quick and kind of catch medallion players by complete surprise. Allows you to survey the map, move across it. It's just incredibly good. So knowing where these launch pads are, even the nitro boost hoops over here with Flowberry Fizz is really, really good to know because you can get across the map quickly with those. So learning the locations of launch pads and nitro hoops is extremely important for getting across the map quickly and getting those medallions, jumping on your enemy's head, eliminating them quick, coming out of nowhere, and stealing their loot. All right, so we're turning on the car filter as well. All the cars, we're gonna go ahead and turn off a couple filters here just for clarity. So again, I said that anything gold is guaranteed. Notice how some of these cars are outlined in gold. That means that they spawn there every single game. So knowing where cars are at in your POI is really helpful. If you don't get a jetpack, don't get mobility, you know where cars are guaranteed to spawn after you loot up, so you can rotate to another POI to try to find a jetpack, or at least roll up on someone and try to steal their jetpack. And then I'll just throw in a couple extras right here. I do like going into Doomstad and going for this north house over here. This has a very high chance of spawning this Avenger chest. And then you can go ahead and rotate down this way, south into the east, and just kind of try to hit these other chests right here. Now these Doom chests are guaranteed in the center, but you don't usually want to go towards the center first because it has a very high chance of getting third-partied because people are just all around you at this area. Also, if it's mid-game and you're still looking for a jetpack, it's a good idea to go over to the vaults or the bunkers. All vaults will have a chance of having an Avengers chest in them. So that's always, you know, a chance of getting a jetpack. In all honesty, the jetpack is hard to get because you have a 25% chance of getting it. There are 4 total Avenger items that can come out of a chest. You know, you got your auto turret, you got your war machine gauntlets, you got your Captain America shield, and you got your jetpack. So because there's only a jetpack a quarter of the time in each chest, a lot of times you might not get a jetpack on your drop. Therefore, it's super important to know all these Avenger locations throughout the map. So if you like to drop at a certain POI that's outside of one of these hotspots, say Grim Gate, you probably also want to know where the underworld chests are because you can get over there fairly quick, and then you can go ahead and check out these chests if they're not looted. And if you still haven't found a jetpack, then you want to go over to Rebel's Roost. Look at that on Fortnite.gg. This one's very likely, but yeah, just explore it yourself. And the best way to learn these chest locations, again, is going into Team Rumble. It's a game mode by Epic. If you scroll down a few times from the main lobby, you have a row called by Epic. We'll have a mode called Team Rumble. It's over here at the very end. Now the nice thing about Team Rumble is that all normal chests are guaranteed spawn rate. So anything that could possibly spawn is going to spawn in terms of chests. And the Avenger chests and the Dr. Doom chests are still about the same spawn rate. So you're not guaranteed, but at least you can die and then respawn and go to a different POI very quickly. And you're not going to have a bunch of people contesting you for your loot. So you can learn these POIs and learn rotations and learn where these chests are very easily without all the drama of getting killed and then having to wait back in the lobby for another few minutes. Team Rumble is also a great place to learn how to use jetpack movement really well, and if you want to master the jetpack, you're gonna want to watch my Master the Jetpack video up next. Alright guys, if you liked this video, please leave a thumbs up, consider using code Toby1Shinobi in your Fortnite item shop, and have yourself a great day. Shinobi out.